Assalamu alaikum, my YouTube family. I hope my all students are waiting for my new video on, paper one, which is the reading paper, Cambridge Assessment International Education, which we're going to, work on today. And I'm sure I'll try my level best to explain each and everything regarding this paper. So basically, my dear friends, that, paper which you're waiting for, it looks like, something like this. We got first, what we got is that we got the insert with this paper, all right? So I'm sure everybody is quite aware what the insert is. The insert is, consisting of two different texts, all right? These are two different texts which are divided into further two different sections, all right? So we have section A and then we have section B. So basically this paper is also of 2 hours, but you are requested not to write your answers on the insert, all right? But you can always use your pencil to, highlight the important points, and afterwards, at the end, you can remove that as must, all right? Okay. So first thing which I really wanted to share with you guys first is that you have an ample margin to score, you know, stupendous, maybe I must say that exemplary marks in this paper, and the, mistakes which you guys have done in the paper too, in the writing paper, it could also be, overcome through this reading paper, right? So this is the first thing. Secondly, you are requested to read the insert because it's a reading paper. So one is reading, and it all depends upon your reading skills. So if you're going to read better, then you can easily, extract the better answers, best answers. All right. And there's another tip which I'm going to definitely share with you guys, and that is, okay, so the insert looks like this. First insert is, this is the, specimen paper which we already have, but I have all other papers as well made with me, and I'm going to share every single day, so you guys can practice at least 2 to 3 times. My dear friends, that this text name is nameless. So we have, text A basically in here, and then we have, text B. This text is basically dependent on, like, altogether, 300 to 350 words, or altogether like 400 words altogether. And then we have, a through which we have to answer question one and two. And then we have text B, through which we have to answer the question number three. And that's also quite challenging. You need to be a bit, extravagant in attempting this text, because reading, will reach you to the best level. First, read the text A in a proper manner and then move towards the text B. Okay, so why they have given these numberings here? I'm sure you guys are quite aware that why have they given these numberings? Because you can count the line. Because when they are, presenting you the question, they have also mentioned here in the questions that, let's suppose the first question text, read text A nameless in the insert and answer question number one and two. So in question number one, there are so many parts under it. So let's suppose if this is the first question, in what way is the structure of redwood trees the opposite of most trees? And they have mentioned the line number two. So the answer is, somewhere in line number two. All right. Okay, so in line number two, you can easily get it that, in what way is the structure of redwood trees? So this is the second line, and it is that redwood tree is the opposite of most trees whose branches get smaller towards the top. So this, line we can transform in our own words, and we will be writing like this, that would be that branches do not get smaller towards the top of the tree. You can write this answer either be that, so the answer will be that branches do not get smaller. Okay, this is something, a problem here. We are unable to write through this on the PDF towards the top of the tree. All right. Branches do not get smaller towards the top of the tree. Towards, so it's going to be towards. Please just follow whatever I'm speaking, because this pen is not at all friendly and creating a little bit of the problem towards the top of the tree. Or maybe you can write that branches grow increasingly more complicated towards the top, or maybe more massive towards. So it's all about, the choice of words which you're going to write in it. And it should be one, it is 1 mark answer, should be of one line, exactly what they want from you. Please just extract the exact thing. Then, wherever they are saying using your own words, you are going to use your own words. Even if in some answers they have not written use your own words, you can extract the same thing by making the correct structure of that. All right. But here this they asked us to using your own words explain what the text means by ancient giant of the forest. From line number 3. Now let's check. One, two, three. This ancient giant of the forest grew increasingly complicated and more massive higher off the ground. So it means that it is getting ancient, means very old, and more massive higher off the ground. So we will be writing that the tree nameless gets ancient in size, and please just bear me with my handwriting because this pen is not at all friendly, and more massive. All right. So we can also write in easy words, very old or huge or very tall. But if you're going to write this, in example with with the complete, sentence structure, we can easily get 2 marks. Then we have, other questions like this: give two features of enormous trunk, and they have mentioned the lines. So please, my dear students, stick to the lines. All right. You need to stick to the lines. This is something very important. You need to stick to the lines. If they have mentioned the lines, please don't just, avoid the lines, all right, line numbers. And then let's just move towards the down. Give two details that show the relentless speed with which a redwood tree can grow according to the speed. And it is also in line number 8. So you're going to refer back to the text in line number 8. This is line number 15, 16, 17, and 18. So they asked us here, if it is hit by light, it once again grows with relentless speed. Nameless had clearly basked in light. It was huge. It once again grows with relentless speed. So now relentless speed means whatever they are asking us, how are we going to explain it here? That a redwood, can grow from a seed into a tree that's, 16 meters tall in just its first 20 years of life. So it means that it could, grow from a seed into a tree that's 16 meters tall. All right. It's line number 18 only. So we will be taking out a redwood can grow. So ये कौन सा वाला हम कर रहे हैं? D part के D. Or else we can even, explain that it can exceed, 75 centimeter in diameter at chest height in fewer than 60 years. What we can do is that we can also relate, the meanings of this from the back lines as well. But try to explain, the thing which is in that line, specific line. You can also relate to the previous lines and read and extract the meaning of that and also answer that. So the answer, give two details that show the relentless speed. What would be the two details? The first one is going to be that the redwood can grow. Is going to be, let me just, type it here. Maybe I can type it here. It would be better. So it would be that a redwood can grow. The answer of this one, line number 81, I'm telling you guys. Redwood can grow from a seed into a tree, right? Into a tree. So this is going to be the exact manner you're going to write. This is going to be the first line, tree that's 16 meters tall. That from that whole, paragraph, we have extracted this answer. That's where it's going to be the apostrophe. Okay, that's 16. We have to give, the spaces. This is something very important. That's 16 meters tall. Okay, so this is the first point, my dear friends, and the second one, because it told us to take out, the two features. So the second feature would be that I capital, it can exceed 75 centimeter in diameter. It is exactly the same wordings I picked up from the insert in fewer than 60 years, right? Okay, so this is going to be, the two features of that enormous trunk of nameless that would make it difficult. So this is going to be the exact answer, right? I'm sure you got it, and it all, right away. All right. Then we have explained what Moo is thinking when he looked again at the lowest branch of the, tree. So, what is going to model tree standing next to the nameless. So these are, the details which they're asking us and mentioning the lines as well with them. I think you have a great margin to write because you guys might be doing, things like them in the previous years, the comprehensions which we'll be attempting from the, a lower grade. So you guys are quite familiar, but in this comprehension you need to a little bit transform in your own words. Okay, and these are the things which you need to, but please, whatever they are asking, stick to that. What was the problem? Just explain the problem, don't go into detail. What did Mo decide to do? Solve the problem? Just only mention the solution, what he did. Explain using your own. When they ask you to use your own words, then only take the major things from the text. Don't copy the text wordings, right? Explain using your own word Marwood's different feelings about Moo climbing nameless. Give three details from anywhere in the text to support your answer. It's all from anywhere from the text. Okay, but it should be from text A. Got my point? So anywhere from the text, you can mention any three details here, and it could be like, for example, you can mention at first, can't believe Moo's going to try to climb, but where it was written that you aren't. Going to try to climb it, are you? Asked Marwood incredulously. So, and then the second would be, increasingly scared, where it was like he was nervous. He doesn't think it is a good idea, thinks Moo is being stupid. So, you have, when you are writing the details here, first detail, second detail, third detail, I would really suggest you to pick up the reference from the text. उस टेक्स्ट के अंदर से वो एग्जाम्पल भी प्लीज कोट कर दें जहां से आप वो एक्सप्लेन करें. Like, for example, you have explained the first one from here, and the first one is. So we are going to pick up this first example, my dear friends. You aren't going to try to climb it, are you? Asked Marwood incredulously. This is one of the first detail, Marwood's different feelings about Moo climbing nameless. This is one of the first, details which you're going to explain. The first one example, and this one you're going to explain in like this that, at first, I can't believe Moo's going to try to climb. Where just you'll write it. At first I would not believe, or maybe I was unable to believe that Moo's going to try to climb. And this example you can also quote. All right, then second example you can quote that I really don't think that's very smart. So these are the examples written clearly in front of you, so you can pick up these examples and quote them and also explain them within by. That is going to be a first perfect thing. If you're going to support your answer, you're going to pick up the examples and then explain them in your own words, because this is going to be then a whole 3 marks answer, right? Okay, fine. Now let's move on to the next one thing. Okay, what we have then? We have, question number 2, where we have, read this extract from the text. We are going to read the extract from the text, and then we will be, what does the writer want to suggest to us about the situation at this point in the story? We have to exactly mention the situation where they are, where they're asking that what is the situation? Let's suppose if they are saying, the situation. So the A part, let's see. He felt gravity go to zero, the world stopped, who watched the branch of the large redwood approach it in slow motion and saw his fingers extend towards it. So it is in lines, 45 to 46. So for example, what does the writer want to suggest to us about the situation at this point in the story? Maybe, the situation is, you can say critical. You can say that this situation is critical, or maybe, anything could have had happened, or maybe it's a dramatic moment. Maybe it's a dramatic moment, or maybe it's a turning point, or maybe where he is risking his life. It is a point where he is risking his life. So these are so many examples which I'm telling you. You can answer it in one or two things, one or two feelings which you feel, or one or two situations which could be the possible ones, right? And then we have the questions like the words will be picked up. You are going to explain why the writer uses the word stronger rather than strong in the expression of stronger branch. So why has he used this one adjective? So he used the comparative degree of adjective stronger, strong, stronger, strongest. So it's a comparative degree of adjective which has been used here. So why has he used it? Maybe he has used to show, suggest that none of the branches are safe or strong. All have the potential to break and can make his position slightly safer, but not safe. All right. So the branch is comparatively stronger in relative terms, but not strong in absolute terms. Maybe it could be like this. So you're going to explain your own, expression, whatever you think is better here, but it could be appropriately, explained. All right, then let's move on towards the next question. Then they asked us to write two impressions. Does the writer want to convey to the reader in the sentence? We are going to exactly mention the two impressions what we got in this text. All right, and read the sentence from the text. So you can, you guys, if you are having any problem in any of these questions, you can definitely comment below and ask me that, Miss, I am unable to understand this question, could you please explain this? I'm going to definitely explain you in the one of the shorts. Okay, then, my dear students, we have this question, which is the writer's craft question. Identify one example from the text below of the writer uses language effectively to convey Moo's feelings after Moo has lost sight of the ground. We have got a whole text, my dear friends. Now, what we need to do is that we are going to pick any one example. One means one example from the text, not all. Just pick one example. For example, we're going to pick, it felt as if he was passing through a membrane. As if he was passing through a membrane. Just आपने ये वाला सेंटेंस उठाया और यहाँ लिखा एग्जाम्पल में. ठीक है, अब ये लिखा भी नहीं जा रहा है इस पे ना. There is a problem here. As if he was, let's suppose, was passing through a through a membrane. All right, this is the example which you are going to fix in it. इसके अंदर ही आप लोगों ने fix करनी है membrane में, because my pen is actually not friendly on the PDF के ऊपर ये चल नहीं रहा, it's not working. So but I just wanted to explain you, as if he was passing through a membrane. बस ये एक example आपने यहाँ example में लिख दी. Now you are going to explain it. It means now how the writer uses language effectively to convey Moo's feelings. Moving through, the writer has used language effectively by explaining that moving through a barrier, maybe he was breaking a cell wall or reminiscent of birth or hatching. And how are you going to explain this? Okay, so as if it was passing through a membrane, so you are going to say that, a writer has used a supposed language where he has explained that maybe, he was moving through a barrier or breaking a cell wall. It might be a reminiscent of the birth or hatching. And a writer has used a supposed language, a supposition he has made through which he has explained the example in an evident manner, right? So this is going to be, the way you're going to explain in a better possible manner, but it should be just one example. Let's suppose if you feel like I can explain this one example better, flaky, gray, green, and brownish plants, let's suppose. So you'll be writing like, example here. एग्जाम्पल को इस वाली एग्जाम्पल को उठा के इसमें लिख देना, इसके अंदर लिख देना, बट इट शुड बी ओनली वन. पूरा टेक्स्ट है, रीड इट and then take out any one example. And also you can go refer back to the lines 54 and 59, right? and see that what is, before, what is the information before it and after it, so you can relate. And then explain this one line like this, that, there are indistinct murky colors of unidentified vegetation that breaks away easily, and making identification difficult will be unfamiliar and unsettling, right? So you are going to explain it. The writer has used a flamboyant language here with the use of colors, explaining, these things in detail. All right. So this is going to be the way you're going to explain this point. Towards the section B, and section B is all about, the continuous writing, the summary part. What is the summary, my dear friends? Summary means you have to summarize the text in your own words. Now, summarize what would appeal most to guests about a stay at the Tree Hotel according to text B. You're going to read the text B, so you must use continuous writing, not note form. कोई भी बच्चा इसमें लिस्ट नहीं बनाएगा, लाइंस में पॉइंट्स नहीं बनाने. You have to write in a continuous form. Okay, continuous writing होनी है. Use your own words where appropriate. आपने वहाँ use करने अपने words where it's appropriate. But I would suggest you to try to, convey it in your own words. Avoid copying long sections of text. कुछ small, sections of text you can copy. लेकिन उसको try to explain in your own words. Let's suppose, you can write like this. Okay, so there are some points which I'm making here, but I'm making the points. You are going to write it in the form of a summary. Your summary should be no more than 150 words. Okay, so you'll be given ample lines, so you have to, manage in between. Try to write in neat handwriting and presentable. Let's suppose they are saying that, doing the summary of this one. So what would be the possible points I can take out from this text B? Please, I would request you. I'm scrolling down, so just please give a reading to this text B, which is all about, question number 3. You can also take a printout of this text B. I'm going to attach it. It is specimen paper. Okay, 1123 specimen paper, paper 1. So you can, take easily print out of it and insert as well. Maybe you can write, the relaxing place, the calming, and the landscape, the viewing platform was maybe, serene and calm. The forest location, you're going to talk about the forest location, so you are requested to please, extract the points first, and then you're going to write it in the form of a summary. The points nahi banane, I'm just making it for your ease. You have to write it in the form of summary, right? Maybe, innovative design, innovative designs. Let's suppose you're going to write then, underfloor heating. Then it's going to be underfloor heating, which you're going to extract all from the text. Then it's going to be, option to sleep in open without being bitten by mosquitoes. Maybe village walking tours, village walking tours. So it's all about, you're going to extract the points from the text and you're going to explain it in your own words then. And it should be, the solid points which you're going to extract and summarize them in your own words. All right. And then you guys have the last question of it. And in this text, in this question, you guys are going to, write, because this question tests the following reading assessment objective, and that is going to be basically, that you have responses well organized. The response should be well organized here because it's short and it's of very less marks. Well organized, and it should be, in your own words or structures, as I told you. So imagine you are Kent Lindwell, one of the owners of the hotel. You are interviewed by a local news program about the effect that hotels are having on the forest environment. Give your answer to the interviewer's question using information from the text. You're going to use the information from the text and then you're going to, create your answer. Right. So what is your opinion and why? Interviews question, some local people think that your tree hotel might have a negative effect on our forest environment. So what is your opinion and why? Now you are going to, write the answer, what Ken Lindwell's answer would be, all right? You will be writing maybe Ken Lindwell believes that the tree hotel will not have a negative effect. Why? You will be writing like, like land was bought from someone planning to use it for logging, and then you're going to explain it. The land was, bought, you will be explaining it in detail. Bought, bought from someone planning to use it for logging. Use it for logging. Okay, so bear me with my handwriting because the pen is actually not working. So you have to, mention at least 1, 2, or 3 questions. You have to give the answers of them as well. All right. that some local people think that your tree hotel might have a negative effect on our forest. You are going to give your answer to the interviewer's question. Let's suppose you are going to, make the questions here, and then you're going to, write your answers here. Or maybe you are going to give your opinion. What is your opinion and why? For the opinion, you're going to extract the sentences from the text. What could be the interview's question and the sentences from the text, and then you're going to explain those sentences as well. Because it's a whole, 5 marks question. So you are not going to leave it like this. At least three, sentences, three examples extracted from the text, and then you're going to, explain those in detail. Let's suppose if, the interviewer asked you those 3 questions, just jot them down in 3 lines and then explain them as well. Okay, I'm sure this was, a useful session for you, and you guys have learned a lot from this session, and I have explained in detail with the help of the insert. But try to first give a reading to the insert. I'm going to upload one more insert tomorrow, inshallah, which you are going to, practice. So before the paper, try to practice 2 to 3 inserts and 2 to 3, comprehension passages, and then you will be, able to easily attempt these all questions. But please read the question carefully. The most important thing is that read the questions carefully, and this is the tip, one of the tip. And don't, deviate yourself from the question. No extra details should be required. If they have asked you to mention, 2 points, don't move on towards the third point or fourth point and be extra efficient. Only mention 2 points if they have asked you for that. All right, so these are the tips I've shared as well with you. But I'm sure it was a useful session for you. So thank you so much for watching. And please mention in the comment section below that what else you write, what else you want from me, and any questions which you guys have, still you have ambiguities, you can ask me and hit me up. All right. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for more useful content, and please be very well prepared for the reading paper. Stay tuned. My channel. And don't forget to subscribe my channel. Allah Hafiz.